Ciao everyone, welcome back to another slow fashion video. For those of you who don't know, I am a wardrobe stylist, so I dress people for a living, but for the past 10 years, I was also a commercial wardrobe stylist, which isn't as sexy or as glamorous as a stylist who does, like, you know, when you think of fashion editorial shoots. I was working on ad campaigns. These were pretty large projects, and I realized that a lot of the stuff that I learned informs how I work with my own closet, how I shop, and how I take care of my clothes. And I wanted to share these tips with you because I think everybody can do them. They are so easy. I think they could change the way you see your closet and the way you approach personal style. If you like this kind of content, then you will love my live digital shop your closet events where we take outfit inspiration and we use elements of style, things like learning about texture, color, proportion. We learn how to translate those into your own personal style. Everyone gets to submit looks because you receive the inspiration looks ahead of time, and we just get so much inspiration because everyone's interpreting these looks differently. You get to ask questions and you see me styling different women in real time. We always have 2 live guests, and it's just so much fun. We'll also have some prizes because it's, you know, December, it's the end of the year, so I'd love to see you there. Tickets are down below. Okay, let's get into it. These tips are coming at you in no particular order. So the first is to be organized. Working on a commercial set, you have a lot of models you have to dress of all different shapes and sizes, and you often have sets that are complicated. They aren't isolated to just one location. You could be going from one location to the other, and you have to keep all of the clothing and accessories for all of these models organized so that you don't lose them between locations, and also so that you can return them to the brands and retailers that you pulled the clothes from in the first place. So organization is key. This applies to our closets as well. If we don't know where things are, and if our clothes aren't organized in a way that is easy and accessible, chances are we're not gonna wear them, and we're not gonna free up any of that mental space that is required to put a thoughtful outfit together. I have a video about organizing your closet so that it feels more like a boutique or a store. It's a little bit older, but I'm gonna link it up here for you. Whether you wanna organize your closet in a more aesthetically pleasing way as a boutique, you know, you can put some candles, whatever makes it easier for you to shop your closet, or you could do it in a more pragmatic way. I tend to organize my closet by category, so like shirts, dresses, trousers, and then by color within every category. I also like to organize my closet from the lens of elements of style, color, texture, and style vibes, so that depending on my mood, it's a lot easier to pull the pieces that I'm looking for. An organized closet also means that the only clothes you're looking at are the ones that currently fit you and that you currently really love. So this doesn't mean declutter things that don't fit. I appreciate that a lot of our bodies are in constant flux. So maybe it just means storing items that currently don't fit you or that are currently out of season. This way you're freeing up that visual clutter. Having an organized closet gives you so much more mental capacity to make smarter shopping choices down the road because you know what's in your closet, but it also frees up that mental space to create a thoughtful outfit. This kind of stems into my second point, or maybe this is like a part B to the part 1 of being organized, and that is to make sure you can see all of your clothes. Sometimes it's hard in the spaces that we have to work with, but if you have a lot of drawer storage, for example, consider getting organizers that will allow you to vertically fold your items so that you can see them all and that they're not piled one on top of the other. Hanging storage is always optimal. So if you can find ways to hang your clothes, even if they are on hooks or using tiered hangers, for example. But another piece of seeing all your clothes is that you've got space in between each of them. It's really hard to put outfits together when you can't even see all your options. Okay, perhaps there's a part 3 for this organized one. When I'm on set, if we're moving locations or sometimes we're shooting in like really weird venues where things are all over the place and it's not really a studio, I couldn't afford to have a shoe missing. The biggest habit that I got into and that I noticed has a huge impact on my closet is to put your back where you found it. Choose a designated area for your accessories, for your glasses, for your hats, for your scarves. As annoying as it is, as tired as you are at the end of the day, trust me, I've been there. I mean, gosh, I still do it, okay? Like, I'm talking like this is really important, and it is, but I mean, we're human, right? As often as possible, putting your things back makes getting dressed in the morning that much more seamless. It injects so much more calm, so much more intentionality into your process of getting dressed. And more, you are opening up that mental space to get more creative and get more confident in your style choices down the road. As a wardrobe stylist, when you show up on set, you have to be ready. The night before, I would spend all my time preparing clothing, steaming and pressing everything. Not only was this a really big time saver for me because everybody's time on set is really crucial and valuable, but it also gave me peace of mind knowing that my clothes were ready to go and ready to be worn, and it also gave me a better idea of how they would hang and fall on the model. In our own closet, if I can't see myself wearing the garment because it's got a little stain or it's wrinkled or whatever, it's not ready to go back in the closet. You want it to be an option that is actually viable. Otherwise, you're just filling your space with visual and mental clutter. This will make them more appealing when you choose them. And also, if you are trying the garment on, it's gonna hang and fall better on your body when it's been properly steamed or pressed. There is a false sense of not loving our clothes because they're wrinkled, they're just not prepped and ready to be worn. So this is a really crucial step in learning to love your closet and get more use out of it. Going into a shoot, even if we didn't have pre-production meetings, I would always have a plan in my head of which outfits the models would be wearing. Going into a project with a plan gives you a sense of ease and confidence, even if it doesn't work out. So the same can go for your closet. Whether it's the night before or the weekend before you start your work week, having a plan of what outfits you want to wear, what your week looks like, how functional or glamorous you want to be, or if there are items in your closet that you know you're going to have to wear, all of these things can set you up for success before you even have to get dressed. The morning that you're going to work, when there are 1,000 other things running through your head, is not an optimal time to be putting a really cool look together. And the more mornings you have like this, the more we think to ourselves, oh my gosh, my closet has nothing, I have nothing to wear. But again, I don't think that's the case. And this is where having a plan, whether it's a rack that you put a few pieces on the night before or the week before, or whether you use a wardrobe app and you put a couple of outfits together, you're starting your outfit building on the right foot. In a similar vein to having a plan for your outfits, having a mood board can also be a really great jumping off point for inspiration. It also holds us back from constantly scrolling online and falling into this rabbit hole of not feeling good enough or, competitive consumption. But if you are constantly gathering inspiration and you come up with a mood board, perhaps at the beginning of every season or just twice a year, this can really set the tone for your style and your closet. And it gives you a guidepost that you can continue to fall back on rather than falling back on social media. I'm not hating on social media. I think it's a really, really great tool and resource for inspiration, but it's got to be done with intention, in my opinion. A mood board is an intentional curation of inspiration, and that's where the difference lies, and that's where your own personal style can really take off. This next one is probably also a life lesson that I also definitely need to work on, and that is to learn how to think on your feet. And I know I talked about building outfits creatively and with intention doesn't happen in a moment of crunch time, but sometimes on set, I would have brought all of the options that the client wanted based on their mood boards and production meetings, and the day of, they would change their mind and tell me they wanted hoodies instead of turtlenecks. And you don't really have an option to run out. I mean, sometimes you do, but in most cases, there isn't really an option to run out and grab a whole new set of options. So you really have to learn to think on your feet as a stylist. And I found this was so helpful when it came to building outfits in my own closet. A good habit to get into rather than say, oh, I have nothing to wear with this. If we can shift the focus to, okay, how do I solve this problem with what I have? We open up so many more options in our closet for creative and cool styling. Not only does it create more interesting outfits, but it develops that sense of self-trust. So that is what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you found it helpful. Let me know if you'd like more of this kind of content in the comments below. Thank you so, so much for being here. I am so grateful that you are watching and so grateful for this community. And speaking of community, don't forget I do have a membership only program where we delve a little bit deeper into our clothes. We have style challenges, we support each other in low buy initiatives, and it's just such a wonderful community of people who love slow fashion, who are into consuming less but still looking and feeling our best. So I'm gonna leave that for you as well in the description box below. I hope to see you there. And also tickets to my live Shop Your Closet. We've got one coming up in December. So much fun. I'll leave tickets for that in the description box below as well. Thank you again for joining, for being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, wherever you're coming at this from. And I will see you in the next slow fashion video. Ciao.